Hey yo, hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Muramasa, the Demon Blade for the Nintendo Wii. Take a look at this cover right here. Now, Muramasa, the Demon Blade was one of the games that I said that I wanted to get, and it was on my video game pull list. On my list of games that I wanted to get in the next coming months up to December. That was a while back. I bought this game a few months ago, and I actually did a first thoughts video on it, and I beat it within less than a week, considering school and all that jazz. And I just been too lazy to actually review it. Now, this game actually got pretty high praise from a lot of people I talked to, and actually E3 said it was the best Wii game that came out of E3, or at least I believe X-Play said that. I forget it was just a general conception or if it was X-Play itself. So with that said, seeing that I beat the game, I've had a long time to kind of let it absorb into my system. Let's talk about Muramasa the Demon Blade and see if it really lived up to the hype that was given to it. So let's start things off with concept. Muramasa the Demon Blade is kind of a throwback to the old side-scrolling games. Now, I'm a big-time video gamer, and I'm starting to get back into my video gaming trend. And I love all video games, but I really like some of the older video games. The games of the 80s and the 90s. Fantastic. I mean, if you compare the old games to the games now are shit. I mean, they may be more complex, and they may have better graphics, but really, are they more fun? I don't think so. I would definitely rather play Super Mario Bros. 3 than play Halo 3. Come on. Super Mario 3 is a fantastic game. But what I'm trying to get at is sometimes simpler is better. And I really, really wanted to play Muramasa the Demon Blade because it is a throwback to the old side-scrolling games. You're a sword-wielding warrior in a side-scrolling concept. Basically, you go through the side-scrolling universe, and although you can go in any which way direction, usually it's a linear path. And you fight through various monsters and ninjas and samurais and warriors, and you collect swords along the way. And there's many different swords with many different special abilities. You get to use 3 at a time, and when one of them breaks, you get to use another one. And the other one magically heals up. That's the basic concept. It's a side-scrolling fighting game. It has a little bit complexity. I don't want to say fighting. I want to say hack and slash almost. It has a little bit of complexity, seeing that you can attack in different ways and there's different styles of the swords. But it's very basic in its actual concept itself. Let's talk about graphics. Now, the one thing that Muramasa Demon Blade definitely does good on is graphics. This is a beautiful-looking game. It's very simple in its graphics. It doesn't have, like, this revolutionary graphic engine. It's more or less very simple, artistic-looking, painting kind of looking graphics. And a lot of things are very dynamic. The boss battles in particular are very dynamic in how they look. So that's one thing I did like about this, is that the actual graphics and the aesthetically looking of the game is a definite plus. Gameplay itself. Well, basic gameplay. You have your regular GameCube controller, or you can have a Wii remote. It really doesn't matter. I go with the GameCube controller. You can jump, you can slash, you can switch weapons. But really throughout all the game, and you can also deflect stuff, but really throughout all the game, you're only going to be using maybe 3 buttons in the joystick. The A button basically does everything. They make you go through a tutorial to teach you all these different kind of moves. But really, you can just keep on pressing A in one general direction and get everything done. You can deflect things, and attack things, and block things, all at the same time. So, it's a really, even though there is layers to the game, at the same time it's very simple because all the layers come from one button. I mean, the blocking, the deflecting, the attacking, it's all A. It's just depending on when you use it. I often find myself getting attacked by ninjas and them throwing stars at me, and I dash at them and start slashing at them, only to deflect all their stars at the same time, and then attack them. So, what's the point in teaching me how to deflect things if I'm just going to do it anyways when I'm attacking you? So, although they try to give complexity and layers to this, it's a very simple gameplay concept with just like 1, 2, or 3 buttons working with you, and you're not going to use all the buttons on the GameCube controller. The gameplay is very easy. Seeing that you actually level up, all the enemies level up with you, so it feels like the same difficulty throughout the whole entire time. One thing I did enjoy from this is I did like the variety in swords, and different swords having different styles and way of attacking. You would swing your sword differently depending on what kind of sword. In addition, you had special moves for each sword. That did mix up the gameplay a bit. I enjoyed the enemies. I enjoyed the boss battles in particular. Although the last boss battle is kind of a disappointment, a letdown, on a whole, the enemies are fun to fight. So gameplay on a whole, it's not impressive at all. It's not bad, but it's not impressive. So that's definitely something that Muramasa the Demon Blade could have improved on. Maybe have us have different attacks, maybe like a grapple and a throw, or something in that matter. Another thing in gameplay that you have to be cautious of is combos. The more combos you pull off, the better. It's really hard. Sometimes it's very easy to pull off combos, and sometimes it's kind of a bitch to do. But there is one boss, the Centipede, that you can pull off like 100 combos very easily. So combos are actually important for the game. Something I needed to point in. Story. Well, this is kind of a typical Japanese warrior-like story. You're either a ninja, a male ninja who has no memory of anything before an accident, or you're a chick possessed by a demon. The story isn't that really complex. It's really not that interesting. It's a little bit different than some of the cliche stories coming from a Japanese, how should I say, ninja warrior-like story, but it's really nothing new or interesting. Out of the two characters, I have to say the chick story is the one that has is a little bit more interesting than the guys, but still, either way, they're not that impressive at all. So the story is definitely So let's get on the whole. Muramasa the Demon Blade, in no way, shape, or form is a bad game. No, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. But I wouldn't give it the high praise that was given by, I believe, X-Play and E3 and all that. It's entertaining, but I would only get this if it's cheap, or if you want to kind of go to the throwback with the old side-scrolling games. But in that case, why would you want to go out and buy a game like this that is mediocre at best, and have a side-scrolling game when I can just pop out the old SNES and stick in Super Mario Brothers? I mean, there's really no reason to do it. Would I recommend it on a whole? Like I said, this isn't a bad game. It's just not a great game. Again, I would recommend this when this goes to the $14 and under, and then by all means get it. It's a quick game. You will have some enjoyment out of it, despite its repetitiveness. And that's the key word, is this game is very repetitive. But I would not have paid the money that I did for this. I paid the $49.99 that you pay for a Wii game, and I chose to get this over getting wet. I would actually probably have got wet instead, but this is actually pretty hard to find too in stores. I have not seen this since the day that I bought it in stores. So if you find it and you really want it, then yeah, you can go get it. But on a whole, I would probably pass on this. It's not worth it at all. It's a bit of a disappointment, and I'm very upset. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.